my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for today. So today I'm going to do, I think it's called a book fold card. Not exactly sure. So see how this bit's stuck down? So it kind of looks like a book binding. And I'm also going to show you how you can sand the foil paper. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me see. But see how I've sanded it and it's just taken off the top of the embossed foil and brought the white or the cream out. So it's just an interesting thing to do with your foils. So that's what we're going to make today. So bear with me while I turn my phone around and put it up in the holder and we'll get started. Okay. So this is the card. I'll just make sure it's in view. Yes. And I'll bring it up closer this way. And you can see how sanding the foil, once it's been put through with an embossing folder, just takes the foil off and leaves you with the gold, the white or the cream. It doesn't have to, it goes with the vanilla anyway, underneath. It's just an interesting thing to do. So, and this is, I think it's called a book binding fold. So this is what we're going to do. So I did this one with the Elegantly Said Designer Series paper and stamp set and copper foil. And today we're going to make two cards like this, but I'm going to use the gold foil. And these are the new matte, brushed metallic matte dots that are coming in the new mini catalogue. So they're really nice too. So I'll pop that down and we'll get started. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm using the Expressions of Ink Designer Series paper, that lovely paper. Well, you don't use very much of it making this card, but it's still lovely paper. So, and you cut your, pretend this is all one colour, you cut your A4 sheet down this way. So 10.5 centimetres down this way to make this card. So I shall just get my scoring, my scorer. So you do crease it halfway, so 14.8 or 14.9 centimetres. And then you also crease it at 17.8, another 3 centimetres. So 17.8. There we go. So that's the scoring done. So I've got the Olympics on my laptop while we're talking, while I'm doing this. Just got it turned down so I can focus on this. But it was good to see our girls win a medal in the 4x100 relay this morning and broke their own world records. That was awesome. And 2 of the boys got a silver and a bronze in the swimming. That was good too. So all good. Everything's good. Well, kind of in the world. Not really. But anyway, so I've got my little bit of the Expressions of Ink DSP. Now why didn't I cut that the right length? I'm a silly moo. Let me just get my paper again. What length did I cut it? Goodness me. 10. What do I want it? Well, that's not 10.5, that piece of cardstock. That's why it doesn't look right. It's 11. So that's why it's not, look, that's the cardstock that's wrong. So I'll just take a little bit off there. And let me have a look at this paper now. Now it looks right. Okay, so you've got your little piece of paper and we're going to put a layer of vanilla on with this one. We're going to emboss our gold foil and then before we stick this down, we're going to put some ribbon around it, and then that's our inside, our insert. So let's just do a few little things. I'm going to use my glue, my green glue. So it's nice to have the Olympics to watch with all this other craziness going on in the world. I always love watching the Olympics, getting involved with all the sports. Love them all. So that's that piece done. And I won't stick that on because we're going to put that up on. I'm going to put this flush down and then this up on dimensionals. That's what I'm going to do. So all you've got to do is choose your embossing folder. So for this one, I'm going to do I'm going to do the trees, the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder that we got in our catalogue last year. So I'll just need my big machine because of the size of the folder. So I'll just get my plates. So I just need the base plate and number 4. Okay, I'll just make sure that's in view. Oh, yep. So I'm just going to put my gold foil in here and make sure I get the trees, the tops of the trees that I want. I'll just move it down a little bit. There we go. So always put your spine of your folder in first. It makes them last longer. And wind it through. And there we go. We've got our gold foil. So I'll just move my big machine out of the way. But we will need that again for the next card. So then you get a sanding block. Now Stampin' Up used to sell these, but they don't anymore. But I'm sure you could get a sanding block from Spotlight or Craft Online, somewhere like that. And you just rub it over the embossed image. Now I've gone up and scratched up there, which I'm not real happy about. So I might just do it again. I think I will. So bear with me. I've got another piece of gold ready here. So let me get the folder again. Sorry guys, I just don't like that scratching on the foil. So let's see. I might put it down this way. Let's see what we get down here. Okay, so I'll bring my machine back in. I didn't have worries about the scratching of the foil because the embossing was all over that piece. So that's a little tip I didn't know about, so we've learnt that together. Okay, so I'll be a bit more careful this time around. Okay, so get it out. It won't go to waste, I'll use it. I'll just be a little bit more careful up the top there. So I'm just sanding off the embossed, the raised part of the embossing. Just something different to do with your embossing folders and foil. Just give you a different look. And obviously some folders will turn out more obvious than others. So, can you see that? I've just taken off the tops, the raised part. So now I'm going to put that down onto my vanilla cardstock. It's been a really cold day. I'm making this on a Sunday afternoon because I've got to go to work tomorrow, but I'll upload it for my Makeup Monday. It's been a pretty cold, windy day today. But hubby and I and our puppy dog have gone for a 5-kilometre walk. Bought a hot chocolate on the way, so that was yummy. So that's going to go there. And I'll get some dimensionals if I've got any. Yes, I have. Oh, I'm getting low. I have to dive into my drawer again. I've got some here that I've been cutting up. So whilst we're in lockdown, Mark and I are trying to do a 5-kilometre walk every day. Well, perhaps not the days I work. That makes it a bit tricky, but days I'm not at work. So there we go. We'll attach that there and get rid of that. Now for the ribbon. This one I stuck the binding down before I did my twine, which is okay, but I want to put the ribbon through so it's not on the other side. That's what I want to do this time, so bear with me. So this is the gold shimmer ribbon out of the mini catalogue that's coming out on the 3rd of August, and it's really pretty, really, really. Now will I just tie a knot, or will I try and tie? I think I'll just try and tie. I'll just do a knot. Sometimes bows don't work when I'm recording. There we go. So the Expressions of Ink isn't a Christmas paper, but it does lend itself to Christmas. There we go. So that's in there. So now I'll just make sure my ribbon's in the center. That's where I want it. Now I'm going to put the glue here. And we just push that down. And see how the ribbon isn't on the back like the twine is. Oh, so that's just got to sit down there for a little bit. So I'll just hold it for a minute. We might do our tag actually. So I've got, no, that's the insert. I've got this for the tag, and I've got this new stamp set from the new holiday catalogue. I might use Just Jade because that's the colour of the card base. And I thought I'd cut it out with the Everyday Label Punch. So I'm christening this with you guys today. So this one says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown by then. Who would know? With all those crazy protesters that we saw yesterday. Scary. So Everyday Label Punch. And I'll just make sure that's straight. I might just double check that that's stuck down now. Looks like it's going well. And I might just grab a dauber. I always add things as I do these. So where's my Just Jade? That looks like it. Hopefully we won't still be in lockdown by then. Goodness me. So that's the greeting done. Might keep those out just in case I want it for the next card. I'll close that up so I don't make a mess. And we might pop this up on dimensionals as well. So I hope everyone's keeping sane during lockdown. Not going crazy. I'm doing a lot of crafting, which I love. So that's good. I'm preparing classes, like cards for classes for when we come out of lockdown, and I'm going to try my hand at another online class starting the beginning of August. And let's have a look and see what bling we can put on this. There's a little bit of glue there, so let me just, there we go. Gold, the Gilded Gems. Are they too big? What do you think? I think they're okay. I won't use the really big ones. I'll use the smaller ones. So I'll just put 3 on. I always do 3 or 5. Don't know why. There's a little mark there, so I'll cover that one up. Just seems to be the right combination. There we go. So that's the Gilded Gems out of the annual catalogue. And we'll just get this. And I'll just make sure. Yep. I like using the Tombow glue, or the green glue as I call it, rather than the Stamp and Seal or the tear and tape, because I think this one's feeling empty. You just get a little bit of a second chance. You can wiggle it into place if you don't get it straight. And I do like having that little second chance. There we go. Now, if you've got the Evergreen Elegance stamp set, which is also, well, you won't have it, of course, because it's in the mini catalogue that's coming out. But it's got lots of lovely trees in it. So which one will I do? I think I'll do the little one. Yeah, don't need too big in there. And I'll just get some paper to stamp off on. So it's a second generation image. And there you go, and that will fit into a normal size envelope. Stamping up envelopes. And I'll just grab one to show you. And it will be a vanilla one because we've got vanilla cardstock. So that's it. Of course it does, because it's the same base as a normal card, but I just thought I'd show you. And this is the new gold shimmer ribbon that's coming. And this is the Holly Jolly Wishes stamp set that's coming, and the Evergreen Elegance that's coming. But the embossing folder, which is Evergreen Forest 3D, that's in the current annual catalogue. And the Expressions of Ink Designer Series paper is as well. So I may just, this is something I do like to do with my ribbons. If I can get this out. There we go. Of course, this one's on the other side again. Here it is. I do like to put a glue dot underneath my ribbon just to secure it a little bit. So I'll just do that. So So there you go. So that keeps it from wobbling around a bit. So that's my first card. Looks totally different. So let's make another one. Now I'll just clean my stamps as I go so I don't put my hands into them, because we don't want that. I'll put this one back in here. If you're wanting a good greetings set for Christmas, this one I think is going to be really good. So I've got Jingle All the Way, fa la la la, have a holly jolly Christmas, it's the most wonderful time of the year, Merry Christmas to you, 'tis the season to be jolly, be of good cheer, and we wish you a Merry Christmas. So I think that's a really good sentiment one. So I can put those in the label to one side. And the label. And I'll just finish that card off with something else. And we shall get this one back in. So this is my second one we're going to do. Except now I need another piece of gold because I used that. But I'll make sure this one's 10.5. Yes, it is. So we need to score it at 14.8. 14.8. Get rid of my cutting blade. And then 17.8. And while I'm there, I'll cut another piece of gold foil. So let's just grab that. So my gold foil piece needs to be 11. Actually, I'll do 9.5 by 11. Is that right? 9.5 by 11. Yes. So that's going to be my gold foil. I'll get rid of that. So this one's using Whisper White. So we'll just fold that over and get the bone folder. And I'll just fold that one back because that's where we're going to do the book binding. And I've got a piece of the gold and white stripes from the Expressions of Ink DSP. So I'll put, I've ordered some more of these. I do have one other one, so I think deliveries are going okay at the moment with this lockdown. Doesn't seem to be any delays that I've heard of, so if you have placed an order and you haven't received it, let me know so I can look into it for you. So that was silly. I did a white background with gold. Maybe I'll make that a colour. That was a bit silly, Denise. Let's see what colours are in. Before we go ahead, I'm going to show you, I'm going to emboss this one with the Ornate Floral embossing folder. So we'll do that. And then I might just change the colour of the background for it. So bring the big machine back in with everything else so I can open it up. And the plates. Okay, so I'll make sure that's straight. And once again, spine goes in first of your embossing folder. Put him away. Oh, got to build up my muscles. So I won't sand that just yet. Let me just have a look at the colours on the back of the to work out what colour cardstock. Evening Every Magenta Madness. Could do that. Polished pink. Or pale papaya. I think I'll do Magenta Madness. Magenta Madness, where are you? Oh, that's an in colour, that's right. It's not one I use very often. So I just cut that up because stupidly I did a Whisper White one and didn't realise it. So I need this to be 10 centimetres by 11.5. That'll give it a bit of a pop. Oh yes. Pop that back. So once again we get our sanding block and you just rub it over. See? So we'll attach that to that. So that was the, let me find it, I was buried now. Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. It's in the annual catalogue. That's a bit big there. Oh, I'm getting blobs. Yes, this is definitely running out. Let me grab my other one. I don't like getting glue on foil because that's a bit tricky to get off. So you just place it down on your backing piece. I've got a tissue over here that I'll just do a little bit of wiping up some excess glue. Nice. That's going to pop. And I'll just get some, where are the other ones? Or are they all empty? Oh no, there's one piece left. So put that there. And now I need to cut up the edges. One in the middle. Stampin' Up's dimensionals are the best dimensionals. I've used a few others in my day and these are actually the best. So you just put that on, center it. I guess you could use some sandpaper, but you wouldn't want it to be too rough. Oh, see, glue on the foil. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to use this gold ribbon again. And put it through the center of the, I'm just going to tie a knot like I did last time. I'm not going to struggle with a bow because it will never work while I'm on videoing. There we go. And I'll get my ribbon scissors. Put that over there. Tighten this up before we glue it in place. So there's not a lot of stamping in these cards. So open that up and down on the ribbon. Okay. And fold that back. And I'll just leave that to attach itself. Now I've already gone ahead and cut out a label from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I'm going to use the Biggest Wish stamp set. Now I used Magenta Madness, didn't I? So I think I've seen other people do this with this stamp set, so I'm going to have a go. I want to do the big happy birthday, so I'll need a clear block there and the little happy. I wonder if that one will fit. No, it'll probably be on this one. Does that say happy? Of course it does. It was just upside down. So I think I'll do the birthday in the pale papaya. And I'll just, let me have a practice with that. It doesn't look very inky up. Oh yeah. Inky up. Is that even a technical term? I don't think I can claim that as a technical term. So that's pretty good. And then I'd never think of, is this Magenta Madness? Yes. I'd never think of stamping over the top of another greeting, but I've seen lots of people doing it and it looks really cool. So here we go. It looks quite good. So I'm going to bring that in and I'm going to put that in the middle up on dimensionals as well. Just use all my scrap ones up. Go crazy with my scrap ones. That'll do. And I'm just going to put that in there. Push that down. And now I wonder what. I have got the ephemera pack here that matches the what's it called? Expressions of Ink. Oh look, they take on a little bit of a pink tone, don't they? So these are adhesive sequins. So let's, if I can pick one up. Now it's stuck to my finger. They take on a little bit of a iridescent sort of tone, don't they? There. And there. There we go. Slide that back into the packet. So let's see how this is gone. Is it stuck? It is stuck. Now I did also cut, I wasn't thinking, I cut an insert for here, but we don't really need it because it's white on white. You could go ahead and stamp something inside the birthday one if you wanted to. I'm not quite sure what I want to stamp inside it, so I might just leave it for the time being. But there you go, there's some bookbinding cards that with using the foil and sanding the foil with a sanding block. To take off the tops of the embossed image, the raised part of the embossing folder. And it's just an interesting thing to do, and I hope you enjoyed that Make It Monday for this week. Bye bye.